Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Lively Leah, and today I will be doing like a story time with a mixture of my basic makeup routine, like an updated one. I would put eyelashes on, but the only problem is that I lost my glue, so there would no be false eyelashes in this video, but mascara. But normally I think I would put on false eyelashes, but I don't know where I placed the glue. Been looking for it. I'm gonna have to buy another one, and that one was brand new, so like I have no idea. But to start off this video, I am first going to light up this scented candle to get me kind of in the mood a little bit, to do my makeup, talk to y'all, have a relaxing night. That came out so weird. Have a relaxing night. And this is my fancy lighter. It's so pretty. It's purple with a flower. So cute. But we is going to go ahead and light this shit up real quick. And there we go. Ooh, did a little pop. It's alright though. It's okay. So we're just gonna place that there, and I'm gonna move all this other shit to the side. And so I am first going to put on my little, like, it's supposed to be like a little bear ears, you know, and you put that around the head just so makeup doesn't get in my hair. So yeah, this is how I look, guys, with my big monkey ears poking out. It's whatever. It is whatever. I do not care. Anyways, the story that I will be telling y'all, how exciting, is a story about me blacking out for the first time. How exciting. A blackout story with some makeup involved. How exciting. But yes, this is my first time blacking out. If you don't know what that is, it means that you drink a little too much of alcohol, you became very intoxicated, and they call it blackout because you obviously don't remember the actions that you did the day before while you were intoxicated. So yes, that happened to me, and for the first time. And I figured out the reasons why over time. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about that. Why I do my makeup. By the way, I already put on this moisturizer, so I think I'm good. This is the moisturizer right here. I put it on already, so my face is already moisturized. But yeah, that's the first product that I've already used. And next, I'm just going to grab my Pore Professional Hydrate Primer, and it's a mini one, and I got it from Ulta. By the way, the other one is from Ulta too. This one, I would tell y'all the prices, but I don't necessarily remember. But this one's the next product that I'm going to be using. All right. So to start off with, so I was gonna go to a party with some friends. We all planned it out and everything to have it on a Saturday night. But the only problem was I was debating whether to go or not, just because I had to work all day that day. At the time, I was still working at the salon, and Saturdays were my long days. I worked 9 to 7 every Saturday. And so I didn't know if I was going to go or not, because I know usually my Saturdays tire me out so bad just because I work a long shift. But I ended up making a deal with my friend, and he told me he'll take me. And so he ended up taking me to the party that night. He drove me and everything just because I was already tired. I was running off of a little bit of energy, but I was like, I really want to go to this party, have a blast, you know, hang out with my friends, things like that. So we end up going to like the party like around 8. It was supposed to start at 7. We got there a little late, but it was alright. I got off at 7 from work, so it was okay with me that we were running a little late, and it was okay with my friend too. So we ended up running like a little bit late. We showed up at 8, and when we got there, not much was happening. People were still arriving. We were waiting for the food, which was nachos that someone was going to be bringing. And everybody was setting up stuff, like a table, setting out the alcohol, all this and that for the party. And eventually things started, like, 2 of the guys at the party ended up, like, playing the beer pong, I guess it's called. But they used liquor, I believe. And so they played, and me and my friend were talking to each other, and we're like, hey, like, you know, we should, we're really hungry. We should eat, you know, whenever the food gets here. So we were already talking about the food. But the food did not arrive on time, apparently. By the way, guys, this is the next thing that I'm going to be using, the foundation from Wet n Wild, Golden Beige. I've always used this color for a while now, so yeah. I used it in my last simple makeup routine, so yeah. But I'm just going to use the little stick and place it all over my face. But anyways, so like... So, me and my friend were already talking about food and stuff. We were waiting for the food to get there. Well, anyways, the guys that were playing the beer pong, they were already done playing the game. So, it was whoever wanted to go next to play the beer pong. And my friend was like, hey, like, let's play. And I was like, me and my dumb self was like, sure, you know, like, why not? Until the food gets here. Dumb self. And keep in mind, guys, since Saturdays are my busy days at the salon, I don't really get a break to eat. We literally have to find time to eat if we can, which is hard on Saturdays with everything that's so chaotic, people constantly coming in. We never really get time to eat. So, I didn't eat that whole day, so keep that in mind. So, anyways, we ended up playing the game. And right when we started, that's when the food got there. But did we stop to go eat food? No, we did not. We ended up, you know, keep on playing. And at some point, we got hella drunk. And I was like, I was feeling like that drunk feeling where you're like really dizzy. You want to like fall everywhere, things like that. And, we were losing the balls to the beer pong. We had to keep chasing them, things like that. It was just a hot mess. And my friend, she was already a hot mess. She was laughing a lot. She looked hella, like, out of there. And eventually, we finished the game, and we were super drunk. And we were tied up in the game. And then I was about to, like, because we weren't aiming right anymore because we were super drunk already. So I ended up, like, I wanted to tell her, like, let's just take this last, because we had, like, one more cup left, and I was like, might as well us just drink it, because I don't think any of us are gonna win this game, because we can't even aim anymore. Like, literally, the shit is just, like, it's not even going straight no more. Like, literally, the balls kept landing on the floor, on the grass, things like that. Like, it was just a mess. But, she ended up winning, thank God. Like, I was just so ready for that game to be over. So I took my last drink, and nothing hit me right away. Like, she was definitely out of there. She was just gone at that point. And, so, like, after the game and everything, she was like, hey, like, let's go to the bathroom. And I was like, sure, you know, like, let's go to the bathroom. So then we ended up going to the bathroom. We didn't really do anything in there. Like, no one used the bathroom or anything. Like, she just wanted to, like, I guess put water on her face or some shit. Like, I don't know. But she was messing with the sink and laughing at herself in the mirror. I ended up somehow on the floor. I don't know if I threw myself on the floor or what, but I was trying to figure that part out. I kept staring, like, on the floor. Like, how did I get on the floor? Like, did I throw myself onto the floor? Like, I don't know. So, that went on. And we stayed in there for I don't know how long. And her boyfriend was waiting outside. for her to get done using the restroom or whatever she was doing in there. By the way, guys, this is the product that I just used all over my face. It's a powder. And so, yeah, I've used this in my last video before, too. So, yeah, it's the same one. So, we've already used my foundation and my powder. Next, I'm going to go in with my blush. And this is the blush right here. Here it is, guys. And this one is like the best blush ever. I really love this blush. It's very pigmented. It's very pretty. By the way, I'm going to show y'all the inside of this blush. It has like a very sparkly tone too. So whenever you put it on, the blush is very sparkly and everything. So there it is. And I just applied this to the cheeks. But anyway, so we were in the restroom for quite a while. And eventually, like, I definitely came out. I walked out, but I was just dizzy. Like, I wasn't out of there yet. But she was definitely out of there. Her boyfriend had to go help her out of the restroom because she couldn't get out. And I kept telling her, like, let's go. And this is one part that I don't remember. Her boyfriend said that I literally said before I went back outside to the party, I said, man, I'm so hungry. And then I just walked right back outside. Like, I didn't even go get food that was fucking in the kitchen. Like, I just walked straight out to the party. Like, didn't even get food knowing that I was fucking hungry. So, like, I went back to the party and I ended up sitting next to my friend who drove me. This is a different friend. And, I was a hot mess. Like, that's when it started kind of slowly hitting me. And I kept grabbing onto my friend's arm because I felt really dizzy. So I was, like, rocking in the chair, which I do remember I was rocking in the chair. And I was holding onto his hand. Well, his arm, and eventually I kept telling him that I was so tired, and I kept repeating it over and over. My eyes felt really low. My eyes felt like they were, like, going to the back of my head because I was so fucking tired. And finally, like, my friend, she came out of the house with her boyfriend, and, like, they sat back down, and we were just laughing at each other for the longest. And finally, like, my friend, she ended up kind of doing her own thing, whatever she was doing. And this was the point where I kept repeating myself that, like, I had to, I was very tired. So then my friend was just like, well, which this part I don't remember, but he told me that there's a bed inside that I could go sleep if I need to go to sleep, you know, just for a little bit. And what did I do? I legit, this is where I start to get blacked out, guys. I legit get up from the chair I was sitting in and say, sleep, and start throwing everything off the fucking table. Like, people were legit playing the beer pong game, and here I am throwing shit onto the floor. Everybody trying to grab the bottles because they knew I was going to break the bottles because I was just throwing shit everywhere. And then I end up slamming my fucking body onto the table. And, like, it was just a fucking hot mess. And then, like, so my friend was, like, looking at me like, what the fuck? And then my friend's boyfriend was, like, looking at me like, everybody was just looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with her? So then, like, everybody was like, we should get her a long chair, you know? So then they find a long chair, they bring it over, and they, like, a group, like, probably 2 guys or something like that, like, pulled me off the table, put me in the lawn chair, which at this point, I'm blacked out, guys. I'm gone. I'm just, like, you know those, like, funny, like, TikToks where they're, like, when the alcohol hits you and you're like, yeah, and that was literally me, okay? Like, I was okay, like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, I was like, literally, that was me. I was a fucking hot mess. And then, like, guys, I forgot to put my concealer. You see, this is just a fucking hot mess already. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and add my concealer anyway. Here's the concealer right there. And this is the number right there. All that great stuff. I'll just apply the blush again in a minute. But I usually place this under my eyes. So, like, right here. And then to blend it out, I usually use my blending beauty blender. What the fuck? What am I saying? And I just blend it in. But guys, okay, so I am a whole mess, guys. Okay, so like I'm already blacked out. They sent me in the long chair, and everybody has to babysit me at some point. Like, I was just a hot mess. And then, like, at some point, I end up looking to see my friend that I was laughing with was still there. Well, she was freaking gone. I don't even know where she went. Well, I later found out she left the party. Her boyfriend had dragged her out of the party because he was like, you got to get up early in the morning, because she has something to do early in the morning that was very important. So he was just like, we already got to leave already. So he had his friend help him carry her to the car because she was gone like I was. Like, I literally had people carrying me the whole night. And but I didn't know that. I was just like, damn, she disappeared. Like, I don't know where she went. So anyways, so then like she was eventually gone, and I stayed there sitting in the lawn chair, and I don't remember anything after this, honestly. Like, I was just so gone. Like, I only remember a glimpse of that night, but everything else is just a blur. But pretty much, my friend said eventually, like, everybody was trying to help, you know, take care of me, because I was just a mess. And, alright, so I just got done, like, blending this out. I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of blush, a little bit more, but not a lot, because I don't think I really need it. Because I think I already have plenty on. But pretty much, I don't remember anything else that night. I just hear things of what happened that night. So what I was told was that that I said a lot of things that I do not remember. I said a lot of things to my friend because I don't know. When you're drunk, you say crazy things. Maybe even partially the truth. I'm not going to go into details of what I said, but I said some pretty embarrassing things, in my opinion, that I would probably never say to someone, like, out loud. Like, that's just, I don't know, it was just too embarrassing. And I'm not going to repeat it onto this video, and especially since it is not PG. Anyways, not even PG-13. I don't even know. Okay, so moving on. Pretty much later that night, my parents started calling me because they're worried, because they thought I was supposed to come home earlier, which I was. I told them I was going to come home after the party, but I didn't know I was going to get fucked up like that. Like, I've drank before, but never have I ever blacked out, like, ever in my life. So, I mean, I've gotten, like, drunk and shit like that, but never, like, blacked out to that point. Like, that is just crazy. It was a crazy experience. It was just wild. So my parents started calling me, and no one's picking up my phone. I have no idea where my phone's at, because I'm fucking blacked out. The last thing I remember was having my keys, my wallet, and my phone sitting in my lap. Next thing that you know, I remember putting it down on the floor to lay down in the chair, and then all of a sudden, like, I don't know. But my parents started calling because they're worried that, like, I'm missing, like, something bad happened, you know, things like that, because I didn't say anything. And it was already late. I was supposed to be home by midnight. It was past midnight. So everybody was scared to answer the phone. So they would not answer the phone with my parents because everybody was scared. They didn't know what to say because I was freaking blacked out. Like, what the heck? By the way, the next product is a highlighter from Sephora's Custard Dust. I've used this before. I actually really like this highlighter a lot. It's like kind of like a gold color, and it's very sparkly and very, like, pretty. But I'm going to use this right here and just blend it all in. Show that sweat. I'm just playing, guys. Anyway, so, yeah, like, everybody was scared to pick up the phone. So then eventually, like, they had the one female that was left there at the party answer the phone. And my parents didn't know who she was. My friend didn't pick up the phone because he didn't want to do it. So they had the one girl at the party that my parents had no clue who she was answer the phone, and my parents were like, what the heck, who are you? You know, like, they were like, what the fuck? Who is this person? So anyways, like, she answers the phone. She tells my parents the location so they could come get me. And then by then, everybody's trying to sober me up before my parents get there. I was gone. There was no chance of me sobering up until the next day. Like, literally, I was just out of there. But they were trying their best. They were trying to feed me food. And I did not know how to eat no more. I literally was there playing with the nachos and the cheese and the chips and did not know how to eat it. Then they started feeding me water. Like, literally, the girl was over there with a cup trying to help me drink it because I didn't know how to do shit by myself. I ended up dropping the nachos on the floor. They had to pick it up because I was a hot mess. I did not want those nasty nachos. I mean, at least I thought about it because I remember during the party earlier, everybody was like saying how the chips were stale. So I did not want to eat that shit. And especially when I was drunk, I was like, I definitely don't want to eat that shit. So like, I ended up just dropping on the floor. Like, I played with it and then I dropped it on the floor like a child. I was a whole freaking mess, guys. And guys, I just got done with the highlighter. And now I'm just going to do my mascara. And this is the mascara that I use by CoverGirl. Y'all can see that. But first, I'm just going to do my eyelashes, bump them up a bit. But guys, okay, so pretty much, like, everybody was trying to get me sobered up. Then eventually, they were like, well, you're somewhat sober, but not really. So anyways, they end up taking me to inside the house to sit on the couch. But I started crying outside. I was just, I don't even know why, but I felt very guilty. And I just started crying. And they kept asking me, like, what was wrong? I had no idea what was wrong, guys. Like, I was just so out of it. So they end up carrying me all the way inside. They end up dropping me on the floor. They carry me inside, and I was legit, like, still upset about feeling guilty, and I kept crying. I think I felt guilty because I knew that my parents were going to be, like, very disappointed in me. And so I was crying about that. And my other friend eventually shows up because they called her to come help because I was just a mess that night and I wasn't sobering up and I was crying. And they knew that, like, she was a good friend of mine. So they ended up calling her and she came to the party as fast as she can. She got there before my parents did. And she was trying to calm me down, which since I was so blacked out, I don't even remember her being there. But she was there. And but guys, before I even got dragged into the house and before she even showed up, I remember, like, them telling me, like, hey, Leah, you gotta sober up, you need to get good because, you know, like, your friend's coming. And I was like, she's coming? And then I blacked out again, guys. Like, I'm telling you, I only remember certain parts of that night because I was so gone. And there was also, like, my friends kept telling me that I threw up, like, more than 25 times that night. I honestly do not remember throwing up. But, yeah, like, there was a guy who was babysitting me that night, and I kept trying to stand up, and he kept sitting me back down because, like, I couldn't walk. So he was just, like, sitting me back down every time I would stand up. And he was also helping me when I was throwing up, and eventually I ended up throwing up on his hand. And he was done babysitting me after that. He never came back from the restroom. So, yeah, so everybody else took over. But that was before they put me inside the house. But while I was inside the house, like, my friend was trying to calm me down, and my parents finally got there. And they had to drag me out to the car. I literally went limp. I was gone. Literally, my whole body weight was just there. So They ended up dragging me all the way to the car, literally my feet dragging on the floor, me looking like this, like, it was just a hot mess. 2 guys holding me, trying to take me to the car. So, they eventually get me in the car, and my dad gets out. He says a bunch of things to all the people at the party, which is so embarrassing, guys, like, very embarrassing. But I understand. It's parents. I understand. So he said a bunch of things, and after that, the guy who was the host of the party was like, okay, that's it. We just need to clear out. Just clear out the party. Like, enough has happened tonight. We done enough partying tonight. So they ended up cleaning up the party and stuff, and I ended up, like, going home, and the only thing I remember from heading home was I kept crying, and my mom kept telling me to shut up, and when I heard her voice, I got scared, and I just went, like, I couldn't see her because I don't even know, like, I was in a whole different dimension, okay? I was blacked out, so, like, literally, I just went, like, like, once she told me to shut up, because she was mad at me, and then, but before that, whenever, like, they were putting me in the car, I kept hanging on to the guy because I was scared to fall out the my mom thought that me and the guy were dating. We were not dating. I just was scared of falling out the car. And then, like, my mom was just legit, like, Leah, let go of him, let go. For some reason, that whole night, I could not let go of people because I was scared of falling. Like, earlier that night, I was holding on to my friend's shirt because I was, like, so fucky, like, I don't even know, I was just so fucked up, and, like, he was just so, like, Leah, like, you gotta let go of my shirt, and I was like, I can't, like, I don't even know, okay, guys, like, I was just holding on to people, like, it was crazy, and so, yeah, like, I wouldn't let go, and finally I did, and then, like, my mom was just so, like, Leah, is that your boyfriend? And I was like, no, like, what? And then, like I was just like, what are you talking about? And so, oh, and also she told me, like, if I needed to go to the hospital, because after I threw up, there was a time that I threw up that night, and I was kind of choking, because I was laying back, and I started choking, and they had to flip me over in order for me to throw up, so I went, bleh, like, once they flipped me over, and I have this thing where I throw up through my nose, too. And whenever that happens, I can't breathe out of it. So I was legit there not breathing well. And I also cried that I couldn't breathe. And my mom was, like, yelling at me and being sarcastic. Like, do you have to go to the hospital? And the first thing that popped into my mind as a drunk person was, why does she always think I need to go to the hospital? Like, what the fuck? So then I was just like, I told her, I was like, no. And then she was like, okay, then shut up. And I was like, okay. And so then, like, we ended up driving off, and, like, we finally got to the house, and, like, my dad was so mad at me, he did not want to help me inside the house. So he told my mom, just let her walk. She made this decision, so she needs to walk herself inside the house. So he ends up leaving me. My mom just walked behind me. She said the whole time I was holding on to the bushes, holding on to the walls, all the way until I got to my room. And I remember I took off my contacts, and I threw myself onto the bed, and I passed out to the next day. And the next day, I woke up, and I kept trying to remember what happened that night. And I could not remember what happened. And I started looking for my phone, and I was like, where is it? And I started looking for my wallet, and I started looking for my keys, and I was like, I have no idea where my stuff is at. And finally, I was scared, but I didn't. I got up, and I went to my mom's room to see, like, what happened last night, because I do not remember. And I was like, who took me home? Like, legit, I do not remember who took me home. So then, like, I ended up going to her room. I was so scared. I was still very, like, dizzy, too. But I went into the room. She yelled at me, got on to me. And she ended up giving me, like, my wallet back, but not my keys to my car or my phone. So then I got mad. I said some things, and yeah, and then she made me go to the stores with her that same day that I was feeling really dizzy, and I felt really awkward in public, like if people probably knew that I was really, like, I don't know, like somewhat drunk. Like, I don't know, I just felt so out of it. And she wanted me to go shopping right after I just had a night of partying and getting blacked out. So, well, I ended up going shopping with her, and she finally gives me my phone back like the next day because I need it, because my job reaches out to me, and just, I have important things like school stuff, things like that. So like I'm constantly getting emails, I'm constantly getting text messages, important ones. So like she had to give me back my phone. She gave me my keys. It's the only way I could get to work and stuff. So I ended up getting all my shit back, and like I ended up having a curfew, and she wanted me back at 10:30 instead of 12. So literally that changed. My curfew changed because apparently I'm a party animal. And so just a lot of things changed, and she was very disappointed in me. My birthday was like the next weekend. My dad didn't go because he was mad at me, and everybody else went. And I talked to my brothers about it, and my one brother was like, he's my oldest brother, he was just like, I mean, things like that happen. You're at the age where you're gonna go party, you're gonna go drink, things like that are gonna happen. You just have to be smart about stuff. Never drink and drive. Obviously I did not drive that night because I had my friend who took me, but also they even said they weren't gonna let me drive since I was like that. So like he was just like, you just got to be smart about your drinking. But he was just all like, I mean, but it's a common thing for people your age. And then my other brother was just all like, you should have been smarter about it. But he was just all like, I mean, it's already happened, so like what can we say, you know? But he was just all like, I mean, like they understood that I am gonna drink, I am gonna go to parties, things like that. But like, you know, parents, how they are, they see their kids as like for me, the little princess, the little girl that's still 5 years old. So to go drink like that is like seeing a 5-year-old drunk. So they were legit having a whole panic attack. So my dad didn't go to my birthday, but we all celebrated it besides my dad, and he was mad at me for a while. And then I told him that it's not going to happen again. It hasn't happened since then, and I became very traumatized of that night just because I didn't expect for all that stuff to go down the way it did, but it did. And yeah, but I think that was a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was fun at first, and then it just became a hot mess. But do I recommend someone getting blacked out? I mean, it could be dangerous, guys, so I'm not saying I recommend it, but I mean, it was an experience. It definitely was, but I don't really recommend it for everyone, because let's say you're going to a party where you don't know those people. Anything can happen, especially if you're a female. So I don't recommend getting blacked out like the way I did. But and my mom brought that to my attention too. She was like, you could have been raped, you could have been killed. Like they would have freaked out because you could have like been like, I could have gone to the hospital for being like too intoxicated. Like, what is that called? Like alcohol poisoning. I could have had that, and they would have just freaked out. So she was like, many things could have happened and gone wrong. So she was like, that's my only concern. And I was like, I understand. So, but I mean, guys, I'm just never going through that again, ever. But like, it definitely was an experience, guys. But I don't think I'll ever go through that again. But I learned my lesson. I figured out that I need to start eating before I start drinking. Eating, having something in your body helps. If you just drink, you're literally going to black out the way I did. So literally eat before you drink anything. And also, like, guys, do not go to a party that's only going to have alcohol and like not eat and not be like rested. If you go in there with a tired body and over there like with no food in your system, you are gonna black out and like be extra tired. Like literally that whole night I was saying I was fucking tired, because I was just really tired, and I was just a mess, guys. I was just a mess. So I don't recommend not eating, and I don't recommend going to go drink when your body's tired. I suggest, if your body's tired, go home and go take a nap. Maybe not even go to that party that night. If you haven't ate, go freaking eat a burger or some shit. Like, fill your body up before you go drink, because you're literally gonna black out, and it's just not a good thing to black out, okay? Like, let me just make that clear. Like, that was very traumatizing for me. I would never go through that shit again. It was just too much. By the way, guys, I showed y'all the mascaras. I'm gonna go ahead and put this shit onto my face already, because I've been like sitting here for the longest time ever. And let me do my eyelashes. And so yeah, so I'm just going to do this shit. Alright, guys, I just put on my mascara, and now I'm just going to use this Podesco skincare facial spray for my face. I'm just gonna go ahead and spray it on real quick. You're gonna eat some? Do not do that shit. Do not eat that shit. That is disgusting. Oh my god, I ate that shit. Alright, air it out. Air it out. Air that shit out. Oh my god. Alright, now I'm gonna put on this lip gloss from MAC, and this is it right here. Oh shit. Right there. If y'all can see that. There you go. So I'm just gonna apply this to my lips, and we should be done. Alright, guys, so this is my finished face, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, my little bear thing, and I'm just going to show y'all how it came out. So yeah, this is literally it. This is my basic makeup routine updated, because, you know, it's been a while. I think it's been a year since my last like basic makeup routine. So this is my now makeup routine. By the way, the concealer always comes after my foundation. It's just, I forgot it because I'm in the process of telling y'all the story and doing makeup. So it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on all at once. But yeah, this is the finished look, guys. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up and like, subscribe, comment, do all those amazing things, and I hope to see y'all soon. By the way, that was the end of my story, and like I said, I do not recommend getting blacked out the way I did. It could be definitely unsafe. That was just a once in a lifetime thing that I did not expect to happen, but I learned my lesson learned. I moved on. So just thought I would share that story and give y'all a nice little makeup tutorial. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Bye.